Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, it's about a world without Gojo. And if you're wondering how that's even possible, how the most untouchable character in anime got taken off the board, it comes down to 1 second, one moment of hesitation. That's all it took. He's untouchable and he knows it. But on Halloween night, in Shibuya, an ancient sorcerer named Kenjaku walked out of the shadows. And he was wearing the body of Gojo's dead best friend, Suguru Geto, the man Gojo killed with his own hands. And for just a moment, one heartbeat, Gojo's mind went somewhere else. Grief, confusion, maybe denial. Doesn't matter. That moment was all Kenjaku needed to activate the prison realm. A cursed object that sealed Gojo away. No way out. No way to break it. The strongest sorcerer in history of gone. Just like that. But Shibuya wasn't done. While Gojo was being sealed, Yuji Itadori was unconscious on the ground nearby. And a curse named Jogo. He saw an opportunity. See, Yuji had already eaten 5 of Sukuna's fingers before this. Jogo forced 10 more down his throat. 15 total. Not all 20, but enough. Sukuna took control. And with that much power, he didn't need to hold back. Now, Sukuna could have done anything. But somewhere nearby, Megumi was dying. He'd already fought Dagon, already survived Toji. Then this curse user named Haruta ambushed him while he had nothing left. So Megumi made a choice. Summon Mahoraga, the most powerful Shikigami in existence, as a suicide attack. Take Haruta down with him. That's when Sukuna noticed. And he liked what he saw. Sukuna didn't have to fight Mahoraga. He wanted to. And to kill it, he unleashed his domain expansion across the entire district. His attack carved through Shibuya like it was paper. 1,000 died, not because Sukuna was targeting them, but because they happened to be standing in the arena he didn't even notice them. And when it was over, he gave control back to Yuji. Imagine waking up, surrounded by corpses, bodies everywhere, buildings collapsed, children dead in the streets, and slowly realizing that your hands did this. Your face was the last thing these people saw. You didn't choose it, you couldn't stop it, but it was still you. That's where Yuji is now. The Jujutsu higher-ups, they don't care about context. To them, Yuji is a vessel that just killed thousands of people. His execution order, which Gojo had been blocking, is immediately reinstated. And the only person who could protect him, locked in a box that might never open. Few weeks after Shibuya, Yuji is helping clean up the destruction, shoveling rubble in the same streets where his body committed mass murder. That's the headspace he's in when 2 sorcerers show up to kill him. One is Naoya Zenin, arrogant executioner from a powerful clan. The other, Yuta Okkotsu. If you saw Jujutsu Kaisen 0, you remember Yuta. Shy, scared kid with a cursed spirit he couldn't control. Yeah, that kid's gone. Yuta's grown into his power completely. His cursed energy is so heavy you can feel it pressing down on you just from him standing there. Yuta announces he's there to execute Yuji. And what follows looks like Yuji's final moments. He can't compete. Naoya's fast and vicious. Yuta's on another level entirely. Yuji's just trying to survive. Then Yuta gets a clean shot, blade through the heart. Yuji collapses, blood pooling on the ground. He stops breathing. Except he doesn't die. Gojo gave Yuta secret orders before being sealed. One instruction: protect Yuji, no matter what. So Yuta did the only thing that could satisfy the execution order while keeping Yuji alive. He stabbed him through the heart, then instantly healed the wound with reverse curse technique. To everyone watching, Yuji died. In reality, the blade missed everything vital. Wound closed before any real damage was done. The Jujutsu world thinks Yuji Itadori is dead. Case closed. Execution satisfied. But he's alive, with the second strongest sorcerer secretly watching his back. That's where season 3 picks up. Meanwhile, Kenjaku's moved on to his real objective. Across Japan, invisible barriers have dropped over specific zones. Anyone with cursed energy gets pulled inside, willing or not. And once you are in, you fight. You kill other players, you earn points. Enough points keeps you alive. 0 points means death. On the surface, it looks like a battle royale. Sorcerers killing sorcerers. Last ones standing win. But Kenjaku didn't spend 1,000 years planning a tournament. Every fight inside those barriers generates cursed energy. And that energy doesn't just disappear, it feeds into the barriers themselves. Kenjaku is harvesting all of it, building toward a ritual that will merge every human in Japan with an immortal being called Tengen. If it works, humanity stops being human. They become something else. The players trapped in the Culling Game, they think they're fighting to survive. They don't realize they're batteries. Every punch they throw, every technique they use, every death, it all feeds the ritual. Kenjaku doesn't care who wins. He just needs them to keep fighting. Inside those colonies, Yuji runs into people who change everything. There's this former defense attorney, Hiromi Higuruma. He used to believe in the justice system, spent years defending clients, trusting the process. Then he watched too many guilty people walk free on technicalities. Something broke. Now, his curse technique turns every battle into a literal courtroom trial. He plays judge, jury, and executioner. Lose his verdict, and you lose your curse technique entirely. Higuruma isn't fighting for points. He's delivering the justice the real world refused to give him when Yuji faces him. It's not just a fight, it's a trial. For everything Yuji's done, and everything his body did in Shibuya. Then there's Hajime Kashimo, 400 years old, strongest sorcerer of his era, and it made him miserable. Nobody could challenge him, he bored and died. When Kenjaku offered to reincarnate him in the modern age, Kashimo agreed on one condition. Sukuna had to be there. Kashimo joined the Culling Game for one reason, to find Sukuna and finally have a fight worth dying for. Everyone else, just warm up. And somewhere in all this chaos, Yuta's hunting through the colonies too. The scared kid from the prequel movie is long gone. He's got full control over Rika now, plus techniques he's copied from sorcerers across the world. With Gojo sealed, Yuta might be the strongest sorcerer still walking. He's on Yuji's side, not out of friendship, but because Gojo asked him to be. That's enough. But Gojo himself, he stays sealed. For this entire arc, there's no rescue coming, no cavalry arriving at the last second. Every character you care about has to survive without the safety net they've always relied on. That's what Season 3 is really about. Not who wins the tournament, not even whether they can stop Kenjaku. Because honestly, Kenjaku's already won. Everything happening now is just pieces moving on a board he designed 1,000 years ago. Yuji is alive, but hollowed out. He has to keep fighting while carrying the weight of thousands of deaths he couldn't prevent. Megumi is spiraling under pressure nobody else can see. And Sukuna's sudden interest in him during Shibuya, that's gonna matter a lot. The question isn't whether they can beat Kenjaku, it's whether they can find a single crack in a 1,000-year plan before it closes around them completely.